Kermit, can you talk a little bit about the spark Sammy provided tonight?
Yeah, we got down, 5 in the second half. It may have been more, I'm not real sure. And the game kind of was getting away a little bit, and he just made some critical shots to kind of get the game back going again. And, that's what we recruited him. We saw a guy who could really pick and pop as a four-man, and it was just great that he made the shots in this kind of game. We're fighting foul trouble with Romello and for KJ, and so happy for him because he's almost like Jarkel. He's in that gym all the time and took advantage of a great opportunity today.
Go to Nick.
Kermit, you talked the other day about wanting the players to play hard when there really isn't that much to play for. Just how do you think they respond to that? And getting a win over Kentucky is always a win over Kentucky, like you said.
Yeah, well, you start looking at the standings, and we're sixth, fighting still. I don't know what happened today. I mean, you're still outside chance of getting a double bye, and that hadn't happened at Ole Miss too much. And so we're playing for fifth, and a lot of good teams behind us. So we are playing for a lot. We may not be the bubble team that we were a week ago, but there's still postseason implications that go along with every single game. And the biggest thing, though, you're right, is to try to get your team playing well going into the conference tournament. And so hopefully that'll be a good boost. And now we've got to have a good preparation for Vandy on Saturday.
Harris, go ahead.
Kermit, it looked like Kentucky did a good job of denying Devontae in the first half, but he passed out of it and found teammates.
Yeah, he did, Parrish, and that's what I thought was so impressive about his game tonight. I mean, they made it tough for him, and they're a good defensive team. Askew's a physical guard. Mintz plays really, really hard and low to the ground, and they double-team some ball screens. So he just got the ball out of his hands. He just played like a really, really good point guard tonight with 7 assists.
Go to Ben.
Kermit, it's been a little bit of an up and down year for KJ, just everything he's dealt with and gone through. What's been the difference for him? He started a handful of games, and then tonight he was so critical even before he got out.
He's just gotten a great balance in his life, and I just think his practice has been good. I think he's getting his emotions more under control while he plays. That's always a good sign. I thought he was terrific tonight. He's been really good in practice. We hear his voice more in practice, so good for KJ, because we all know what kind of player that he can become.
Go to Neil.
Kermit, is it at all bewildering or frustrating or maddening that your team can lose at home to Mississippi State, go to Missouri and play as well as you played, go to Vanderbilt, kind of struggle, then come home and beat Kentucky? It's such a seesaw.
Yeah, I've talked a lot about it to different coaches around college basketball, and you're seeing more of it, Neil. And no, I hate it. There's only been really 2 really consistent teams through the whole time. It's kind of Arkansas and Alabama. Florida's starting to be more consistent right now. But teams that have just go win a game and lose a game, and I think it's kind of the balance of the league personally. And if your team is not really, really on edge, we're not one of those teams. I think Alabama is, where they don't have to have their best offensively and they can still win. And that's what, 2 seeds can do. We're not at that point yet. And so we've got to bring, our best. That'd be perfect shooting, but defensively. And, it's frustrating, Neil. Just all coaches around college basketball, but still proud of our guys, kind of where we are. And we fought through some different things through the year, too.
You obviously have a team that it's a struggle to put a bunch of wins together, but you have done it a couple of times. When you see games like this one, like the one at Missouri, is there a part of you that thinks, hey, if we kind of get the right draw and play the right way, maybe there's a chance in Nashville that we kind of put something together?
Yeah, sure it is. I mean, we've got, 3 top 25 wins, 2 are in the top 10, beat Kentucky. It may not be the normal Kentucky team, and we've been competitive in a lot of other games, and so, yeah, I mean, we no question about that. And so I think our team is one of probably about 7 or 8 that can do that. Some things have to fall your way, stay healthy, out of foul trouble. Maybe a guy like Sammy Hunter gets hot, in a tournament. You get a score that you really hadn't had all year long. And, no question about it, Neil. There's some teams in this league that can go win 3 and 4 games.
Go back to Ben.
Obviously, you're laser focused on your own team, but what is your read of the bubble right now, Kermit?
I think that was a big hit for Vanderbilt, Ben. I think, we all know that. There's a lot of teams on that bubble that have a lot of holes in their resume. We've seen it. You can go all through them. The first 4 out and the next 4 out, and you can go through all the deal. I mean, we do. We're 3-3 in quadrant 1 games. We're almost 500 in quadrant 1, quadrant 2 games. You know, so, you know, we'll see what happens. And like Neil said, it may be the draw. We may get a draw that you can beat a couple ranked teams, you know, in the tournament. And you never know what may happen, you know, just kind of depending on what else happens in college basketball.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, man.
Guys, we'll have Sammy Hunter in short.